Good afternoon, everybody. We have now got the second governor here sitting. He's a little less formal than the others. You don't see an ADC behind him. And that's Arif Mohammed Khan. He's the difference between the governors and Governor Arif Mohammed Khan. He was a student leader when I was a teacher. He was Aligarh Muslim University's president. I was teaching Delhi University at that time, also president of the Vidyarthi Parishad. So I know him since then. He has been rebel. He has been in Kerala. There were many controversies, but he stuck to his ground. One of the most famous governors in Kerala ever had, 5.5 years. He is the person who develops consensus with confrontation. He confronts, then makes the consensus, then comes to some kind of a thing. He has gone to the state, Bihar, where the ruling party is different. But I'm going to talk to him, Arif Mohammed Khan, because I know him as a rebel. And these days we don't find that kind of rebellion. He was the youngest minister in Rajiv Gandhi's cabinet. He was the first minister to resign on principle, Shah Bano case, which is a famous case, which was reversed by the parliament because Supreme Court gave a judgment. So I want to ask him, where are those Arif Mohammed Khan now? Why they are not available in the country? People who fight for principles, young people, ideas, ideals. Where are they? I'm asking you the question, where are Arif Mohammed Khan? We don't get Arif Mohammed Khan now. They are compromisers, not rebellions. They compromise with the system. You did not.
Actually, I do not know if I was ever in a non-compromising mode, except when your integrity is at stake. Because of this Shah Bano case, I have always said, people give me a lot of credit. I made sacrifice. I stood for women. I always tell them that actually what I did was to defend my integrity, nothing else. I spoke defending the judgment of the Supreme Court in Lok Sabha for 57 minutes. And 3 months later, the government was asking me, government decided to bring a legislation to reverse the judgment of the Supreme Court. And they expected me to accept it. It was not possible for me. I had wasted 57 minutes of Parliament's time. And now, and if I may recall, this is what I had told Narasimha Raoji, that I will never agree to become Akbar's Birbal. One day he says that brinjal is a very wholesome vegetable. Birbal goes praising the brinjal. Some few days later, Akbar says this is very tasteless and not good vegetable. Then Birbal describes all the defects in the brinjal. I said, I will never become Birbal of Akbar.
Governor Sahab, what I am going to ask, because the young students are sitting here, 30 years ago...
Your voice is not very...
Sorry?
Now you say, voice was not clear.
You can hear me, na?
I can hear you, but voice is not clear. So I think for a distance colleague.
Okay. So what I'm saying, the young students are sitting here. They would like to know what happened 30 years ago. What happened in Shah Bano case? What was the issue which was upsetting you? They must be knowing what was the judgment. Just explain, friend.
Very simple. In 1973, there was amendment in the CRPC because people, even without divorcing their wives, and this was not about any particular community. This was across the board. even without divorcing the wife, they used to desert them. And so in 1973, taking everything into consideration, the government went for amendment of the section of the CRPC which provided for provision remained same even after the amendment. The provision was about maintenance of the indigent persons. In normal course, this should be the duty of the state. But since there was constraint on resources, therefore, the government tried to find alternative sources. In the case of divorced women, they said that the liability should be borne by the former husband. And this is not, we should be very clear. This is not about maintenance. This is about providing a sum to the divorced person or the deserted person so that she can keep. This applied to in case somebody deserted the parents, somebody deserted after the death of the wife, brought a new wife. So it applied to parents, it applied to children, it applied to everybody. But in 73, a view was taken that men without divorcing their wives, they desert wives also. So in the case of a deserted or divorced wife, husband was asked to have this liability to provide an amount not in consonance with his financial status or the requirements of the person who is to be helped, but only a minimum amount so that that person keep her soul and body together. This was part of the criminal procedure code. Correct. Personal laws are of civil nature.
Yes.
This is not a civil law. This is a law in the criminal procedure code. So, to prevent vagrancy and destitution, that is the purpose of this section. Now, under that, this case is in Indore, Mohammed Khan, who deserted his wife. He did not divorce her.
Yeah.
After a few years, and she was mother to his 5 children, she had taken care of the home for more than 26 years or 27 years. When she goes for some maintenance and gives the picture to the court, then the court, while hearing the husband said, the court told him, but you have not divorced her. He said, I'm a Muslim.
I'm Muslim, yes.
I'm not responsible. Then court told him that, but you have not divorced her. You have only deserted her. So he said in the court itself, this whole story is documented. He said in the court itself that now I'm going to divorce her. He pronounced the divorce in the premises of the court. He had talaq. 3 pronouncements. And then court gave a very royal sum of 27 rupees
per month.
27 rupees and 74 paisa per month. Even that was challenged by the husband. When he went to the High Court did not agree with his plea, and High Court increased the sum to, I think, 247 rupees, if I remember correctly,
247,
or maybe lesser than that. Then that was challenged in the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court gave a verdict, and this is the time when Personal Law Board and Muslim leader, I'm not saying everybody, but Muslim leaders who were sympathetic to Personal Law Board or supportive of Personal Law Board, they supported them, and they You remember very well, you were a very active journalist at that time. It was an agitation which had violent overtones.
Correct.
They were threatening everybody just outside Parliament building. On the India Gate lawns, call was given to break the legs of all those Muslim MPs or ministers who were opposing the demand of the personal law board. After my resignation, I was subjected to 5 attacks. That was the kind of situation, but this had nothing to do with the personal law, which is of civil nature. I'm emphasizing this. This law, this particular provision is part of CRPC, and the purpose is to take care of the poor, of the indigent, the purpose is actually prevention of vagrancy and destitution, because nobody, if one does not have means to survive, the view taken is that that person is not going to lie down and wait for the death to come. He or she is likely, particularly she, is likely to commit acts which are injurious not only to her own health, but to the health of the society. Therefore, it is the duty of the government to undertake this responsibility to prevent vagrancy and destitution. That was in simple. I'm not going into detail. Time is not there.
No, that's right.
But prevention of vagrancy and destitution.
Honorable Governor Sahab, as you pointed out, you were attacked 5 times. I remember that. You were under security problem, all that, because you were the only Muslim leader, if you call it, who were opposing the general trend which is happening. Because there's a fight on personal law versus the criminal fight.
Sorry if I can intervene.
Yeah,
I was not the only one. Yes, you can say, because I was a minister, therefore I was sort of enjoyed limelight. A group of 322 leading Muslims. Many of them were IAS, many of them were IPS, many of them were IFS, many of them were professors in the university. This group was led by Badruddin Faiz Hassan Badruddin Tayyabji, former Vice Chancellor of Aligarh. They wrote a petition. They urged the Prime Minister not to move that, not to agree with the demand of the Personal Law Board. They said that, you remember, and they had quoted this, that before 47, we are a separate nation. Now, after 1986, when they were agitating to get this judgment reversed, we are, the word which they were using was milli tashakhus. Our identity is different from the mainstream. So basically, what they were promoting was feeling of separatism. And even Badruddin Tayyabji had pointed it out. I had spoken about it in Parliament. Badruddin Tayyabji had pointed. So I was not the only one. There were many prominent people.
I agree, Governor,
but they did not attract attention. And if you remember, in response, there were some film stars also,
yes,
who were part of those 332. Then these Muslim Personal Law Board people said, "Ye nachaniye, gavaniye."
Correct. They were.
If you remember,
yes.
All these dancers and singers, they know what the law is.
But question, Governor, you rightly pointed out, there were liberal Muslims there who you don't find those kind of leaders now in the community now. But you're talking about 320 prominent IFS, IAS officers, film star, they all opposed Rajiv Gandhi's attempt to reverse the Supreme Court judgment. But where is those kind of people now? They are not active. You don't find those kind of voices now. What's the reason?
You must understand. In fact, many of them, after I resigned, many of them came to my place.
No, you're talking about 1987. I'm talking about now.
Now, even then, they did not oppose the government. They did not oppose the Prime Minister. Only this particular decision they had opposed. So let me complete. They came to me.
They opposed the Prime Minister not to amend the law.
In fact, they warned me later. They said, "You have done your duty by opposing it in Parliament. but don't continue this fight against the personal law board. They are too powerful. They will make your life difficult. They pleaded with me. Many of those among the 332. So when you are, first, it is very difficult to fight this radical orthodox section of the community to which you belong. It becomes even impossible when they enjoy the patronage of the government. So nobody can really take that risk.
But has the situation changed now? It has not.
Situation is gradually changing, lot more. The most ferocious agitation in 1986 of the Personal Law Board, most ferocious was in Bihar. Now in Bihar, same people come to me and they say that they admit it directly or indirectly. That I will give you another example. A friend of yours who was not critical, abusive about me in his Urdu weekly paper. Now he has written a book and his stand is totally changed. Now he's saying that Arif Mohammed Khan was right. In 86, he was using abusive language against me, and he's your friend.
Ooh.
I'm not going to name anybody.
Unfortunately, I don't remember my friend who was writing Urdu paper. Maybe
he was the editor of a news weekly in Urdu.
Okay, now I get it. I got it now.
You have got it now.
Now I got it. The question I'm asking...
In fact, the language was so abusive that I had to approach the Delhi High Court. And Delhi High Court restrained him from writing that language.
Became MP also, no?
Yes.
That's why he became member of the parliament, therefore he changed it. But I'm thinking, you also...
But now in his book, he's saying, he has recently written a book, he's saying Arif Mohammed Khan was right and these people were not right.
But Arif Mohammed Khan, I'm asking one question. You fought against your community, not I'm saying the community as a whole. You fought against certain tendencies.
Definitely overwhelming.
No.
Overwhelming.
And you thought they were powerful than you were. But why Arif Mohammed Khan who can fight Prime Minister like Rajiv Gandhi, डर के मारे, afraid of that, and you did not take the fight further.
No,
you
sir.
left politics, you left everything.
Sir, this assumption is not correct. The issue which I had taken up, there are many instances in the history, where after you are gone, these things happen. But they happen after you are gone. Because it takes a lot of time to change the mind of the people.
30 years now?
No, sir, 30 years is not sufficient.
But
I give credit, you are saying, 2017, again, few brave Muslim women, they came to the Supreme Court and they were ordinary women who depended on others even for arranging their fare to come to Delhi. These women challenged triple divorce. I had gone there only to watch the proceedings. I have never in real terms, I have never practiced law. I'm a registered lawyer, but I have not. But when I went to see the proceedings, I wore my black coat and gown so that I am not stopped at the gate. And I was sure in my mind that nobody will recognize me because I have never practiced in the court. Then from the bench, a question was raised. All the lawyers who were representing different parties, they all, one by one, they said that they are not able to, they do not have any knowledge about it. Then I raised my hand. I explained that I took about 4 or 5 minutes and I explained it concerned, the question which was raised concerned the judicial history of jurisprudential history of Muslim law. Then suddenly, the Honorable Chief Justice called my name. Mr. Arif Mohammed Khan, we would like to hear you in detail. I was not ready for it. And then when can you come after lunch? I said, okay. I spoke there for about 52 minutes on the first day. Then he also asked me that on the day this hearing is concluded, you can again, if you want to respond to some of the points which are made here, if you want to respond to that, you can do that. 2017 Supreme Court gave the judgment saying that this practice is not only violative of the provisions of the Constitution, but is also violative of the provisions of the scripture.
The triple
that
law,
is
the
Quran.
triple talaq one you are talking
The
about.
triple talaq. But most of the people in the government, they kept saying, now Supreme Court has given the decision, nothing else need to be done. Supreme Court had made only the constitutional position clear. Supreme Court did not have the power to provide punishment for those who violate the Constitution. That is for the Parliament to do. In 1 month's time, more than 500 cases after the judgment of the Supreme Court, in 1 month's time, more than 500 cases were reported. And one of the cases happened in my former constituency. That girl called me, informed me, her father also spoke to me. For next 1 month, I tried to make the other party understand that this is no more legal, but they won't listen. And finally, they suggested something very obnoxious, that let this girl be married to someone else and then we will
follow the same system. Okay.
So same thing. I did not say anything. I asked these mediators to go and inform the girl's parents, but instead of receiving phone from the father, the girl called me. And she said, tomorrow you will listen that I have hanged myself. I will never do this. I was very happy. And then I told her, that very day, I wrote a letter to the Prime Minister. The last para, you have published it.
Yes.
But for to remind people, the last para was, in 1986, the then government enacted a law to reverse the judgment of the Supreme Court. It was a blunder. And if you do not make a law to enforce the judgment of the Supreme Court, which has been delivered in 2017, it will be a blunder bigger than that blunder.
I thought.
And next day, Prime Minister called me. We discussed it for more than 50 minutes. I won't go into details. Within next 10-15 days, not only that the bill was placed in Parliament, it became, it was passed by Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha again, the opposition did not allow it to be passed until after about 1.5 years, when the government was able to manage majority in the House. So I am so beholden to. For me, politics, I had retired from politics.
No. So
I had retired from politics in 2007. If I am here today as governor, I was governor of Kerala or governor of Bihar, it is only out of gratitude to Prime Minister that I accepted governorship. Otherwise, in 2014, I had another offer also, which I had politely refused.
Yes.
But I am so grateful to him because I have seen this thing in my own life.
No, but time is very little for us. We have left only 2 minutes. I'm asking the question, the Arif Mohammed Khan, who was a rebel, why did you choose this governor's house?
Oh, I did not
governor's house instead of joining the politics, reforming the community, which is becoming much more polarized now than it was in 1986.
Okay.
There is much more polarization now.
First thing is, I did not choose it. When I went to thank the Prime Minister, the first question he asked, thanks is okay, but now tell me whether you will accept some responsibility. I said, now whatever you will say. To 2014, I had not said the same
No,
thing.
correct you are, but that's why I'm why Muslim? Why Arif Mohammed? Let me complete. Let me complete the question.
I'm so grateful to him.
No, you are, but I'm asking one question. I want why Arif Mohammed Khan did not join active social work, reforming the community for which you are fighting. Women were very happy with you.
Do you think?
You could have fought.
Do you think?
Did you get? You were.
But tell me honestly.
Yes.
Do you think, as governor, I'm less active?
No, sir.
I'm going around the country, speaking on the same subjects, trying to create more awareness. I'm engaged in that task.
Within the power of the governor, you are doing enough.
Are you not watching? I'm one who was allowed. Normally, governor is not allowed to spend more than 5 days outside the state.
Yes, you are that.
My average comes to
You stay less in Raj Bhavan than outside.
Less in Raj Bhavan, more all over the country. And what I do there, when I speak to people, I speak about these issues only.
I will ask you the last question. Do you think now there is much more polarization in the society, Muslim versus non-Muslim, than it was earlier?
Your question is
Yes.
complete? I tend to agree with the gist of your question.
I'm saying just, I'm not saying
Yes,
just,
yes.
I'm not blaming
But
anyone.
who is responsible for it? I'm saying, first I'm saying, I cannot live with others, therefore partition the country. And later on, when I realize that this has only harmed me, then I say Pandit Nehru and Sardar Patel are responsible for the partition. Who in 86 said that we are not part of the mainstream. Our identity is very distinct and exclusive. Who has asked for it? I do not think that people really like this. But if you insist that I'm different from you, what will be the response of the other person?
You mean to say still they are insisting on identity as a religion community rather than part of a nation?
Unfortunately, I am not blaming the Muslim community. No. All over the country, whether it is in the villages or in the cities, Indians cannot do without each other. But there is a section of the leadership who thrive on these divisions and who always think that it is much easier to get some crumbs of power by projecting themselves.
I want you to give very small yes or no. Do you think in current politics, liberal, modern-looking Muslim leadership is missing in India, like you?
Why?
Yes or no?
I'm very much active.
No.
I don't think. I feel that because you are making me a symbol of that modernity or liberalism, I think there are many more modern and liberal people now than they were in 1986.
But they're not active.
No, they are active in their
You
own
are OAC
sphere.
on one side. That is a symbol of...
Yes. All these things are creation of the journalists, media. You give undue importance to voices of division. Undue importance.
Name me one Muslim leader which deserves to be given prominence which we have not given.
There are so many. I don't want to name one person. There are so many who speak language of harmony, who realize that our destiny is common. Whether we sink or we swim, our destiny is common.
You mean to say there are many Muslims who speak the modern language, they don't worry about the identity concept?
Not just that. There are many Muslims who so far might not have gained enough courage to say so publicly, but they are more critical of the clergy and cleric leadership than they were earlier.
But they're afraid of them.
They are not as afraid as they were 20 years back. But so far, they have not, they have not become outspoken, I would say.
Yes, that's right. Thank you very much, Governor sir. Thank you very much.